On the inspirations of the Sonic the Hedgehog series, creator Yuji Naka had this to say regarding Super Mario Bros. Every time I played the first stage, I wondered why I couldn't clear it faster the better I got playing it. This feeling must have been the beginning of the idea of Sonic. As you get good at playing, you can run through the stage really fast. In all due respect to Mr. Naka, he wasn't very successful unless the level is named Blank Hill Zone. Although often touted for his speed, Sonic's games are notoriously unpopular in the community that should define the attribute the most: speedrunners. The world record holders for classic Sonic games are often 20 or 30 seconds above the second place contenders, and the record holders make several small mistakes which would have been ironed out in a more popular speed game. Records that attempt to collect all of the Chaos Emeralds, a goal that the game seems to encourage, are even less popular. Compare this to Super Mario Bros., Sonic's very inspiration, which is a strong contender for the most optimized speedrun of all time, with partial second skips reinvigorating its entire community. This isn't only true of Super Mario Bros. Either. If you take a look on Wikipedia's page of games notable for speedrunning, several Mario games make the list, while Sonic is not mentioned once. Now, why is this? I'd say the biggest reason is contrarian level design. Despite Yuji Naka's intentions, the best games for speed are not the ones which have a lot of variability. Sonic is loaded with all kinds of hidden goodies, alternate paths, automatic sections, and set pieces or even entire zones that alt his momentum completely. Robotnik, for all his triumphs as a boss, all of his many well-documented, handsomely narrated triumphs, well, he does often have cycles that slow the game down. On a high level, most players prefer dictating the flow of the game through their own movement options. The trouble is, the level structure dictates Sonic's speed more than he does. For more casual players, Sonic's games are easier if they're taken slowly, but Sonic's speed is still cited as a major reason why Sonic is enjoyed. People like seeing Sonic move fast. They like to see him go through the loop-de-loops and zip around the tunnels, zoom-zam. Some people simply like fast things for their own intrinsic joy. While this may seem like it's designing for speed at this point, the sheer joy of seeing different things happen is more about the raw spectacle of it than anything else. That's why I think for myself, and for many others, the best intro level in the series is one that embraces this mentality entirely. Few levels in gaming are as good as City Escape at immediately capturing the tone of the game. A small cutscene plays, establishing Sonic as a cool dude with attitude. Gives you a little bumper telling you to run from stuff, and wham! Sonic's literally dropped into the world, shredding down a street almost entirely vertical. Who would build a street like this? Why do the cars flip when Sonic hits them? Why is Sonic sliding when he can run faster? Who knows? And who cares? It's one thrill after another that feels exactly like the glorified roller coaster that it is. You don't ask questions because the game throws you into sensory overdrive. And its irreverent tone toward all of it makes obstacles that would be given several seconds of time in a slower platformer pass by without a second thought. A lot of this seems automatic, but the player is able to impact the action with rad snowboarding tricks and by hitting buttons, more or less because the game tells him to. As soon as the shredding is at risk of getting boring, Sonic gets on his feet. Then he travels on rails, he flips on wires, he homing attacks past a pit, and all these set pieces still let the player experiment with button presses, how Sonic runs and collides with objects, essentially risk-free. City Escape only contains a few bottomless pits, and they're always put around enemies that Sonic can homing attack into and easily clear. This turns every free stretch, every hill, every little bit of elevation into something new the player can spin dash into and mess around with to see what happens when Sonic rolls right into it. He's floaty, he's cool, and the player can go fast or take it slow all they want. It's like, yeah, Sonic is faster than gravity! Somehow he's so cool! Special mention has to go to the theme for the stage, though. Escape from the City is one of the most infectiously catchy and energetic tracks out there, sure to bring a smile to anyone's face. If only for the, what is this song and why is it so ridiculous value of it. The lyrics are so meaningless and nothing, and yet almost infinitely quotable and easy to sing along to. The song's high-octane rock tempo encourages moving forward like nothing else could. And a first-time player likely playing around with Sonic's controls means that it's likely that the song will hit a loop or two before the stage is over. The lyrics give the player something to cling to, which highlights moments like Sonic running down a building or grinding down a long staircase. Sure, the process is automated, but there's an adrenaline rushing through the player, lyrics and a melody that they can sing or hum along to that keep them in the mood to enjoy Sonic. Running down this building isn't running anymore. It's rolling around at the speed of sound, and it's awesome. The level climaxes with the GUN truck, which leaps out of nowhere and chases you down this massive incline, just barely fitting between the buildings and tossing cars aside like useless garbage. If you had any concern that the level took itself remotely seriously, this should quell all of those doubts. The game here's just all about having a good time. I'm not saying that Sonic should be purely a movie, or that it can't be difficult, or even that automated sections in Sonic are inherently good, but this kind of linear design where one distraction pops up after another seems to fit in with what the blue blur really wants to be. No slow platforming challenges, no punishing enemy placements, just places to go. Gotta follow my rainbow! I understand it's not exactly groundbreaking news to call City Escape good because it goes fast and is concerned about being cool more than anything else, but it's just how dedicated the level is to these concepts that makes it so good. Its irreverence toward itself and its concept is the appeal. Because any game where you're playing as a blue hedgehog that runs around real fast should have some kind of self-awareness toward how silly everything is. Ironically, it's not designing for speed, but for feel. Sonic Adventure 2 has become a more enduring speed game than any other Sonic title that isn't a fan-made labor of love. City Escape and other levels like it understand this completely. So they don't design for platforming, they don't design for speed, they design for spectacle.